Hello there. Welcome to Mindfulness Moment. My name is Hannah Gruber. We're going to get started today. You can see I've got a chair. It's just a folding chair, but any chair you have will do. I'm going to be using it a little bit for some seated stretches. So couch, chair, bench, edge of a table, whatever you have is going to work out just fine. But we are just going to come up to stand to begin. And I want to just start, let your body move nice and freely here. I'm going to swing the arms a little bit. You can tap the front and the back of your chest a little bit here just to get our blood flowing and our energy moving. Bend your knees a little bit. Let your body really twist. Twist from side to side. Good. We're going to bring our hands up to our shoulders now. Touch your fingertips to your shoulders without anything else moving. Start to move your arms. You're going to make circles with your elbows. And we'll go kind of slowly here so that you can make circles that are big and circles that are smooth. Aiming for a circle and not an oval. All right, let the shoulders move. Good, we're gonna go in the opposite direction now. So let the arms come down, drop your shoulders, reverse, take your elbows back and up. Reverse your circles. Breathing through your mouth or through your nose, just whatever feels good here. Getting our blood flowing, good. One more. Nice big circle, really let it be big and smooth. That's perfect. Okay, we're gonna bring our feet a little closer together here and I'm gonna bend my knees and kind of start to shake. Shake your shoulders, shake your hands out like you're washing your hands and you're shaking the water off your hands. We're gonna shake one leg, a little balance here. You can have one hand on the wall, shake the other leg. Get the joints nice and loose. Okay, we're gonna start to move bigger here. Have your feet about hip width apart. Inhale, reach your arms straight up overhead towards the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, nice deep bend in your knees as though you were sitting back in that chair. The chair could be behind you here if you want it for some support. Big inhale, shoot your arms straight up. I'm gonna lift onto the balls of my feet, heels lift a little bit, balancing. And then exhale, bend the knees, sit down as deeply as you can. Two more, inhale, lift up. Find your balance, come onto the balls of your feet. Big inhale here, and then we'll exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up, bend the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. Okay, come up to standing. You can use your chair for this next one. I've got my chair against a wall if you have a slippery floor, or you could just have your hands on the wall, but I'm just gonna brace my arms on the chair here. Walk your feet back a little bit and bend your knees. So your hips should be pushing towards the wall that's behind you here. And we're gonna straighten our right knee so that the right hip reaches back and the right side gets a little bit long. And we're just gonna breathe here normally in and out. Nice big full breath. Good, we're gonna come back to the center, bend both knees again, and then come up to standing, reach your arms to the sky. And fold all the way down. Take your hands down the front of your legs to or towards the floor. It's okay if you're hanging a little bit here. It's okay if you're rounding a little bit here. Drop your head. Open up your mouth, create some space between your teeth. Exhale, big sigh. And we're gonna roll up to standing. Roll up like you're rolling up a carpet. Great. Take your hands onto the back of your chair or onto the wall. Bend your knees, reach your hips back away from you. Your right knee is going to stay bent. We're going to straighten our left leg so the left side of the hip reaches back. If you want to, you can pat your hip like I am, just so you can be aware of where you're stretching. We're going to maybe feel this stretch in the back of the leg. You might feel it kind of in the side of your hip. You might feel it in your spine a little bit or on your side. Okay, bend both knees again. Reach both hips back. And inhale up to stand. Stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands down the front of the legs. Fold forward. And the knees can be bent here or they can be straight. It's up to you. See what feels good. Try to let your head be heavy if that's okay. And then roll up to stand. Try to stack your vertebrae one by one, like you're rolling up a carpet. Your shoulders and then your head come up last. Okay, now we should be feeling nice and loose. Make sure you have some space on either side of you. I'm going to stand with my feet side by side, take a step to the right and bend that knee. And I'm going to try to step back together. So let's do that one more time. Step and bend. Step your feet together. Step and bend. Feet together. Now a little slower. I'm going to step, reach my opposite arm, left arm out. Bend the knee. It's kind of like you're a skater. And then bring yourself back to center. Step, left arm reaches, bend your knee, hips back, join back together. 3 more times like that. Step, bend, reach, go as far as you can, whatever's comfortable or whatever you can do with the clothes you have on, the space that you have. We're just getting the body to move. Step, bend, reach, back together. 1 more for good measure. Step, bend, reach, feet together. I'm going to walk over to the other side. I'm going to do my second leg. Left leg's going to step out, feet land. First one, just to practice, the knee bends, the hips reach back, and then let's add that right arm and reach. Okay, step back together. Try to do that in 1 step if you can. Step out, bend your knee, right arm, opposite arm reaches, feet together. Step, bend, reach, feet together. Now try to connect it so it's more like one smooth motion. You're gliding to the side. Good. 2 more times on your left leg. This is great for your lower body strength, for your hip flexibility and your ankle flexibility, and for your balance. Okay, feet come back together. Great. We're going to do just a little bit more shoulder stretching. And if you have a nearby wall space or a door frame, it's really helpful here. I'm just going to place my hand on a wall about at the height of my shoulder. Okay, we're going to stand straight up and down. Chest is proud. Nice tall spine. And then I'm just going to slowly turn my toes away from the wall and slowly here. This stretch we're going to get in our shoulder is going to creep up on you a little bit. It's a really nice stretch to wake up your chest and the front of the shoulder, which if you sit or work at a desk and you're kind of bent forward a lot, this can be a nice wake up call for some of those muscles that are a little sleepy at this time of day. Okay, and I'm going to try to relax the top of my shoulder a little bit. Sometimes it tends to shrug up towards the ear. And then I'm going to walk back in and release the right hand. And I always like to just let my arms hang by my sides. The right arm always feels a little longer than the left arm after I do that. We'll change directions. I'm going to stand over here. So any wall space will do. Hand is about at the shoulder height. You could also be on your fingertips here if a flat palm doesn't feel good. Standing straight up and down, chest tall, feet side by side. And then I'm just going to gradually turn so that the front of my chest turns away from my left arm. And again, I'm going really slowly here because even though I've done this before, this stretch or the sensation can really sneak up on you. And you might feel it right at the top of the chest. You might feel a little sensation in your shoulder. This can also create some sensation all the way down the arm into the fingers and into the hands. So we're just trying to find something we can breathe into here. Not something crazy, not trying to make our arms 10 feet long. It's just something we can breathe into here. Top of the shoulder relaxed, and then we'll slowly release. Okay, standing side by side. It's nice to feel your left arm as long as your right arm. Let's take our feet wide apart one more time. Interlace our fingers. Flip the palms towards the ceiling and press up. We're doing a lot of spinal stretching today. I love spinal stretching in the middle of the day. We do it instinctively to wake ourselves up, right? If your arms get tired here at any time, bend your elbows or rest your hands on your head. Do try to keep your chest lifting away from your hips. Okay, we're going to come into a warrior one or a split stance position. I'm going to turn my right toes to the right and adjust my back leg, turn my chest and my hips to the right, and bend my right knee. And we're going to move a little bit, straighten the right knee and bend the right knee. Still trying to keep your back and your spine tall. So you've got a little bit of core strength, some nice lengthening for the spine. And then again, just kind of waking up our legs. Good. Let's keep that right leg straight. Release the arms down. Take both hands forward. Now imagine you're going to pull the string on a bow and arrow. Pull your right arm back. Pull your hand towards your shoulder and then turn your chest towards your right. Exhale, release like you're releasing the arrow. Inhale, pull your right arm back and turn your chest to the right. And then exhale like you're releasing the bow or the arrow. 2 more. Inhale, pull back. With your exhale, release. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, release. And just breathe normally. If your breathing's a little faster than mine, a little slower than mine, that's okay. We're going to do about 5 to 10 more seconds here. The shoulder blade of your right arm squeezes on your back when you draw that bow and arrow, and then it relaxes as you release. Okay. Step your legs back together. March your feet out a little bit. Take your arms up, opposite knee to opposite elbow. Just a little counter movement. Get your heart rate up. Release some of those muscles that we're working. All right. And then take your feet wide apart again. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms up towards the ceiling. Great wrist stretch here. Lift your chest away from your hips. Turn your toes and your hips and your shoulders towards your left leg. Bend your left knee. So you're in a split stance, or in yoga, this is called warrior one. Breathe in, straighten your left knee. As you breathe out, bend your left knee. You can do this with or without the arms. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Try to sync this up with your natural breathing. So you might be a little bit faster or a little bit slower than my breathing, because we all breathe a little bit differently. Inhale as you straighten. Exhale as you bend. We're going to do one more. Try to keep your spine lifting up. Exhale, bend. Good. Release your arms. Straighten your left knee. I'll turn and face you so you can see that bow and arrow arm. Both arms are going to reach forward. Your left hand is now pulling that bow back like you're going to launch a bow and arrow. Your chest is twisting, and then exhale, release forward. Inhale, pull back, shoulder blade squeezing back. Exhale, release. Inhale, pull back. You get a little twisted in your spine here. Exhale, release. Pull back, twist. Exhale, release. About 5 to 10 more seconds here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Release your arms Step your legs back in. I call this marching it out. Swing the arms, opposite knee towards opposite elbow. It's always amazing how much movement you can get done in a really short amount of time. We're going to use that chair that I mentioned. So anything you can sit on, any solid surface that's not going to move or jiggle around. Although I guess if it moves or jiggles, you'll have to work a little harder. But we're going to plant our hips on the edge of that chair or surface. Plant your feet about hip width apart on the floor. All right, we're gonna keep our spine nice and tall. We're gonna march in place here, right knee lifting up, right foot lowering down, then the left side, lifting up and lowering down. And this is a little sneaky work for your core strength. So notice if you're collapsing your spine a little bit, the goal is to keep your spine stretched straight up. If you have a little trouble with that, hold on to the sides of the chair to help keep your back straight. You'll notice if you're looking down at the floor, you might be rounding your shoulders. All right, if this is feeling really super simple and you want a little more challenge, I'm gonna lift up, kick my legs straight. Oh, hello, and then lower down, bring it back in. Second side, lift up, kick your legs straight, lower down, slide it back in. So you can keep doing just the marching, or you can add in this little lift, reach, and lower. And we're going to go for about 15 more seconds. Okay, trying to keep good form. Shoulders are relaxed, spine is nice and tall. Breathing is steady. Inhaling and exhaling just normally. If you feel like you're holding your breath or you need to take a break at any time. All right. Exercise and movement put your body under good stress. But you also want to feel like if that stress is stressing you out. Okay, we're going to do one more here. If you need to do another, just so you feel balanced, that's okay. Great job. We're going to walk the feet a little bit farther apart. All right. And then hold on to your knees. Drop your right elbow towards your right thigh. And then bring your left hand up to your shoulder or to the back of your head. All right. Make sure both of your hips are nice and secure on the edge of your chair. Press your head into your hands. Press your feet into the floor. And just slowly start to lean back any amount so you feel a little engagement, a little stretch. Something you can breathe into. Okay, and then we're going to just slowly come out of that. Take your time. Sometimes you can feel a little dizzy after coming out of something like that. So take a moment just to relax once your head is upright. Okay, and do any movement there that you need to feel good. Shrug your shoulders, move your legs, wiggle your spine. Let's try the second side. So feet are wide, feet are planted, hips are planted. Drop your left elbow to your thigh. Bring your right hand to your shoulder and then to your head. Hold the back of your head with your hands. And then just pause and breathe. Notice yourself breathe one time. And then press your head into your hands. Start to lean back just ever so slightly. And then feel yourself breathe one more time in and out. One more in and out. Release your arm and lift back up to the middle. Take your feet back to the center. All right, lift up your right knee now and cross your ankle just over your left thigh. Oh, I can already feel my hips stretching here. So this is going to be a stretch for kind of the side and the back of your hip on the bent leg. We're going to try to find that straight back here. I'm sitting on the edge of the chair. It's a little bit easier to sit up straight that way. My left foot is planted on the floor. And if it's difficult to sit up straight, your goal is to push your left foot into the floor and reach up tall with your spine. And then we're just going to take our time. Just move your head and your shoulders forward incrementally here. We're just going to go a little bit and then pause. And breathe. And then maybe see if you have a little bit more room. Pause. And breathe. And then see if you can travel forward just another half of an inch. And then pause and breathe. And this next time we're going to travel forward just a quarter of an inch. Pause and breathe. And we're going to reverse that. So I'm going to travel backwards. I'm going to come back up just about a quarter of an inch. Pause and breathe. I'm going to travel in reverse about a half of an inch. Pause and breathe. Traveling back almost completely upright, not quite there. Pause and breathe. And then all the way back up. All right, so just a little bit of incremental stretching there to kind of help calm the body down. Let's try that on the second side. Bring your left ankle over your right knee. Don't worry about what your leg looks like here. Do the best that you can. Try to sit up nice and tall, your right foot pressing into the floor. If you need to, your hands can be supporting your back by pushing into the chair behind you. Yeah, show that variation. We're going to come forward just a little bit. Pause and breathe. And then we'll come forward just incrementally, maybe an inch farther forward. Pause and breathe. Come forward another half of an inch or so. Pause and breathe. Coming forward another quarter of an inch. Pause and breathe. We're going to reverse. Come up about a quarter of an inch. Pause and breathe. Come up about a half of an inch. Pause and breathe. Back about 1 inch, almost all the way to the top. Pause. Breathe. Coming all the way up. See if you can just stay here. Take one more breath. Dropping your shoulders. Breathing out. Left foot coming down to the floor. Any movement there that you need to take. I like to hold on to my hips and then just lift up the opposite hip. I call this hip walking. Shifting your weight from side to side. This is another movement snack that you can do at any time, especially if you're sitting at a desk and maybe you feel a little sleepy, maybe you feel a little bored or uninspired. So moving your hips actually creates a lot of movement in your whole spine. This is a really simple thing you can try anytime. Okay, we're gonna come back up to standing and we're gonna use our chair. I'm gonna use the back of my chair now just sort of as a balancing rail, okay? And we're gonna start with our feet side by side and we're gonna lift up our left knee and just bring it in front of the chest. You're just using a light touch on your chair or a wall so that most of your strength is inside of you and you can reach for your knee with your hands. And we're just going to try to breathe here. So we did that slow stretch, and now we're going to try to focus on our breath. I like to focus my eyes directly in front of my body on a single point. So even if you have to lower your leg, can you keep your eyes trained on that singular point? Even if you have to lower your foot because your leg gets tired, can you keep your eyes trained on that singular point? And then maybe you lift the knee back up, eyes still focused. Okay, release down. I'm going to move my chair to the other side. Again, a wall works just fine for balancing here. Start with your feet side by side so they begin under the center of your body. And that'll help you to feel what the center is. Bring your right knee in front of you. You're like a little pony prancing. We're going to hold the position so you can touch your right hand to your thigh or to your knee. And we're going to try to find a singular point of focus with our eyes so that our eyes aren't distracted and we can focus on our breathing. You might notice your breathing goes a little deeper. That's okay. Your breathing can be kind of like a metronome or like a rhythm that you stay focused on and you feel it inside of yourself. If you need to lower that right knee at any time you can, or touch the right toes to the floor, you definitely can. Try to keep your eyes trained. And then you can lift up the right knee at any time. Try to take one more complete breath and then release. Awesome job. Okay, I'm going to come back to the seat of my chair and sit on the edge of the chair one more time. Make sure your hips are planted, feet are nice and wide. I'm really going to plant my feet on the floor. Bring your chest in between your legs. And again, go kind of slowly. You want to make sure that the chair you're on is sturdy. So don't let the chair lift up behind you. You might need to adjust your body so the chair stays firm. And we're just going to slowly bring our chest forward as though it could come in between our legs. If your hands reach the floor, bring your hands to the floor. If you have something nearby, like a book, or just a nearby object and you want to prop your hands on that, that's also welcome. Letting the head hang a little bit here. So it's kind of a release for your brain. We did a lot of energizing work for our spine, but we also want to do some releasing work. And then we're going to come back up. So I'm going to bring my hands onto the tops of my thighs, push down into my legs, push down, feet into the floor, slowly come back up. Walk your feet in and you can sit back in your chair, let your back rest on the back of the chair, rest your palms in your lap. And then allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable here. Take a moment to notice without seeing, to notice without doing. If your mind was like a little scanner and you could scan down through your body from the top of your head all the way to the bottom, we're just going to slowly feel or imagine, feel the crown of your head, feel your forehead and your eyes, your cheekbones and your jaw, your neck and your shoulders, the front of your chest, the back of your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Hands are resting on your thighs. Feel your thighs. Feel your knees, your lower legs, the bottoms of your feet on the floor. So we've gone head to toe, and then let's just come back to our torso. You could place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. And we've scanned through the entire body. Imagine your body like a 360-degree rendering. Your breath is flowing into every single part of your body in 360 degrees. Everything is awake. Everything is nourished. Everything's ready to go. Release your hands to your lap. Lower your chin towards your chest. Slowly blink your eyes open. And lift your chin. I hope you feel ready to greet your day. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Hannah.